come from all walks of life. Their profession demands highly unusual skills. For them, 9 to 5 requires impeccable judgment and split-second timing. They put their lives on the line every time they go to work and love every second of it.
Hi, I'm Jack Scalia, and we're in the great Northwest, 100 miles south of the Canadian border. And in just a few minutes, an international team of skydivers will be airborne, setting the stage for a thrilling free-fall adventure. 40 world-class skydivers will jump from 3 different aircraft flying in a very tight formation. Divers then have to maneuver into position at speeds approaching 200 miles per hour and then try to form a breathtaking geometric pattern, all during a free fall.
Hello, everybody. I'm Kendra King. And in the next hour, we're going to get behind the reins with Hollywood stuntmen who push their abilities to the limit.
On the set of a Mexican village, StuntMasters recreate the action of the Old West with a daring escape sequence requiring split-second timing.
And Brian Carson puts his pedal to the metal to show us why he's called King of the Crash. Then we'll relive the blockbuster career of the greatest stuntmaster of them all, Yakima Canutt. Plus, an incredible motorcycle challenge performed by Europe's top rider and conceived by France's legendary stuntmaster, Rémy Julien. So get set and hang on tight for another exciting edition of StuntMasters. The global splendor of the 1988 Seoul Summer Games was kicked off with this aerial spectacle. A 30-man team of top international skydivers jumping into Olympic Stadium. Now the world of international skydiving has set its sights on a new goal. Here at Snohomish Airfield, 40 Grandmaster skydivers have gathered from around the world to participate in this record-breaking attempt. I can't wait to see it.
Ready, set, go!
In the spirit of global cooperation, Friendship 91 hopes to set a new record and bring the world a little closer at the same time. This skydiving event at the Washington International Airfair is attempting the largest free-fall formation involving jumpers from both the East and the West in a spectacular 40-way snowflake pattern.
All of us are skydivers, and all of us are the same in the air.
Our jumpers play.
You don't speak English?
They're all expert jumpers at the top of their field, but organizing 40 people from 8 countries who've never jumped together before and who don't even speak the same language is a real challenge.
Okay. Bing, 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 clink, clink, clink.
Choreographing this complicated jump with just 2 days of practice is an even greater challenge. At the heart of the effort is stuntmaster B.J. Wirth, a 3-time world champion skydiver and a leader of the '88 Olympic Rings free fall.
We're going to build this sort of in slow motion in waves. So first we're going to build the 8-way star.
Timing, individual positions, and movement of the whole formation are painstakingly laid out in an endless series of land-based dirt dives. Everyone knows that their lives depend on the teamwork they'll build during these practice sessions. Once they're out of the planes, these 40 skydivers will be sharing the same airspace within feet of each other, free-falling at speeds of up to 200 miles an hour.
The dangers in a group this size are people diving straight down and not being able to see where they're going and running into another jumper. If they were to hit somebody, it would be very dangerous. Both jumpers could die.
Surviving a formation freefall demands mastery of 4 crucial skydiving skills. The actual dive is called a swoop. with the head down, arms back, and toes pointed. The more streamlined the body, the faster the airspeed, allowing the last jumpers out of the plane to catch up with the first. Tracking is the body's position during a swoop. Hands, arms, and legs are swept back, deflecting the rushing air through subtle movements, like rudders. Flaring is the skydiver's brake pedal. Arching up out of a swoop, the body catches air and slows him or her down. And finally, there's docking, the most critical maneuver of all. Docking at too fast a speed could generate a shock wave throughout the entire formation, breaking it apart and sending the skydivers crashing into each other. Language and logistics are two key barriers these world-class skydivers must overcome to make this formation happen and safely walk away.
It's difficult, but everybody of us can jump.
There's an awful lot of trust involved here. You know, you trust that everybody's going to do their job, and they're going to be looking out for you like you're looking out for them.
Well, the dirt dives and the air rehearsals have now set the stage for this newly formed international team's world-class attempt. It's time to gear up, load up, and head for the sky. In just a few minutes, we'll see if they can pull off this incredible formation.
When StuntMasters returns, these skydivers risk their lives attempting a breathtaking aerial stunt. Our motorcyclist shows why he's a master of balance. We'll meet the greatest movie stuntman ever. And Brian Carson flies through flames to uphold his reputation as the bad boy of daredevil crashing.
For most of us, a car crash is something we avoid every day on the freeway. But for crash expert Brian Carson, it's just another day at the office. This thrill show performer has wrecked 1,800 cars in his unbelievable career. In today's era of $100 million blockbuster films, live event audiences are harder to please. But Brian Carson delivers.
The stunt and a jump isn't really a challenge to me. It's walking away from the wreck afterwards, and I think that's the appeal to the public. I'm not out here to get hurt, but I'm guaranteeing the public to crash. One way or the other, we're going to have a wreck.
But all those wrecks don't come without a price.
I've broken, unfortunately, 50-odd bones in the past 18 years. Got metal plates and screws holding one arm together, and my right foot's pretty much welded together through fusions. Had a few open reduction operations. It hasn't been always pleasant, but it's part of the business as far as I'm concerned.
It's 12 noon here at the Texas Motorplex, and Brian is getting ready for another dangerous stunt, a treacherous car jump over 3 exploding 18-wheelers.
The speed has to be just right. We need 70 miles an hour to get over these trucks. If we don't have 70, hey, I'll be talking to the back of a Peterbilt or a flatbed trailer, and I'm telling you, that's not a pleasant thing to be talking to. Just as I hit the ramp, I go full throttle to make the car peak out in altitude over the tractor trailer. And then I just hang along for the ride because I know I'm going to get beaten at the end.
1 p.m. Brian has instructed his crew to rig pyrotechnic mortars on the bed of each truck as an additional obstacle.
We add a lot of pyrotechnics to our stunts, I think, because the public in general, the paying public, is used to seeing so much of the explosions and fires in motion pictures and TV show stunts, and this really brings the feel to them in person. I mean, they feel the heat 50 rows up.
There's roughly about 800 pounds of explosives that's distributed between the 3 charges. Essentially, the timing of each bomb is critical to his flight in that once he's in the air, we can destabilize him.
2 p.m. Salvage cars used to cushion Brian's descent are moved into place.
We have to have the angles of this ramp just right, because if we don't, he's not going to clear 3 trucks, and if he comes down in the middle of one of the tractors, it can be deadly.
It sounds kind of strange. The things that concern me the most in live shows is to make them look good. I'm confident of my ability to make the stunt work. I worry sometimes too much about pyrotechnics, the other things I can't control.
Now he has much more to worry about. The engine has died, and he has to scramble to find and install a replacement.
It's like Murphy's Law. Everything this week that could go wrong has gone wrong. I think these cars know that their doom is about to come when I get near them.
But the car is not the primary concern. If Brian doesn't get up enough speed, he could be knocked off course by the explosions, as he was at a recent show in Charlotte, North Carolina.
We've changed the engine. It's now 7 o'clock. We're about 3 hours to the jump, and it sounds like a soap opera here. It still doesn't have the power. We're just going to go ahead. We promise we're going to do this jump. We're going to do it the way it is. Well, I don't see us getting over these trucks. This sucks.
While Brian's crew desperately tries to squeeze another few miles per hour out of his car, he must prepare himself for a punishing landing into a raging inferno.
There's like 8,500 people here at the Motorplex. You know, they paid their hard-earned money. We're just going to go the best we can. Last thing we got the 65 miles an hour of the car. We're still 5 miles an hour off. And so unless the miracle happens, you're going to come up short. We know it. We're going to hit a flatbed trailer.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Los Angeles, California, this is Brian Carson.
Finally, Brian's time has run out. The car came up short and hit hard, but at least it landed right side up. Let's take another look. Just as he predicted, Brian came up very short, sending him right through the third explosion. It looks like he's okay. He's pretty shaken up, but all the parts appear to be working. The car, however, is not as fortunate.
I thought it was going to flip a couple more times after it turned on its side. It concerns me when it starts getting upside down. He was knocked out when we got to him. It knocked him out.
We know we didn't have the speed when we hit the ramp, but we knew that this afternoon. We prepared the car. We just got over the tractors, luckily. A lot of luck in that, I believe. And then we came down short like I knew we would in the back of a flatbed and caught a full-force explosion. And then I had to hang on for the tumble at the end. And, you know, I was shook it up. But in the live show business especially, it's keeping your word in. Like, we couldn't say, let's do this thing tomorrow.
He came down short and hit one of the borders. We were lucky we chained it down, or we would have shot like a rocket.
We got to the ramp, 25th for the ramp, and I knew we didn't have the speed, but I knew I had enough to get close, and that's about the best that car had, and I decided just to go for it. We got over the trucks, the tractors, which is the most important part, the crucial part, but then all I remember seeing was explosions, so I know I was very low. And then I just braced on and hanged on because I know I had a rough ride coming, and it was. People seemed to enjoy it, and I walked away in one piece. We're all happy.
Coming up on StuntMasters, we'll rejoin our skydivers for a dangerous aerial showdown. A stuntman called Shadow flies his bike off the beaten path. And Charlton Heston relives the most unbelievable race scene of all time.
Welcome back to StuntMasters. As you can see, everybody here at Snohomish has shifted up into high gear, getting ready for the challenge of their lives. It's about time.
Jump time is critical. They want you out of the airplane at 4:08. That's the only window they got.
Move it! Start! 2 minutes, go!
You're going to need to start your jump run 3 miles out at 4:05. Regardless of the altitude, if you're at 10 grand, that's what they're going to have to take.
Our team's designated landing spot is between active runways at Payne Field. Because of the air show, altitude and time restrictions are more critical than usual.
What we're talking about is everybody really clicking together as far as what they're supposed to be doing at the right time, at the right place.
Ready! Let's go!
We're going to be off.
Let's go! Move it! Start! 2 minutes, go!
Okay, I have a message. The landing target at Payne Field has been moved 100 yards north and is blue instead of white. Tell the jumpers.
Our team will jump from 14,000 feet to give them enough ceiling to attempt the formation. The climb to altitude will take a few minutes, time that will no doubt be spent concentrating on those 80 heart-stopping seconds before they open their chutes.
Otter 150, I have a 3-minute warning for your jump.
Understand, 3-minute warning. Zero's on, we're on jump run. Jumpers away.
Big round of applause for the holders of the new Washington State and Pacific Northwest parachuting record.
Our international team has done it. The 40-way formation came together, they held for the required 5 seconds, and it looked beautiful.
Everybody did their job. We had a little bit of a slow exit, but everybody did super. Everybody just waited. It was real good discipline. Everybody waited in their positions, slowly came in one after the other. It was fabulous. It was wonderful.
We got the first formation, and we held it, and then we went on to the second formation, and everything was really clean and smooth. And it felt just like it just felt smooth. It was nice.
What an incredible international effort. Congratulations to all 40 master skydivers who have made this stunt possible. Way to go, guys!
What an unbelievable stunt up in Washington. They've all got to feel great. If you've thought of an exciting stunt you'd like to see on this show, now's your chance. It's called the StuntMaster Challenge.
Write down your idea for the most spectacular stunt imaginable and get it in the mail. Our StuntMasters will judge your entry on originality, its feasibility, and the overall thrill value. If your stunt idea is selected, we'll fly you and a guest to Hollywood. You'll go on television and witness your prize-winning stunt being performed exclusively for our cameras by our professional team of StuntMasters. To enter, send us your stunt idea along with your name and address to StuntMasters Challenge, Post Office Box 7402, Studio City, California 91614. All submissions become the property of StuntMasters and no submissions will be returned, void where prohibited or restricted by law. Send us your stunt idea today. That's the StuntMasters Challenge. When we return, Kenny Rogers and company cook up some hair-raising Wild West stunts, and our team in France maneuvers a car, van, and motorcycle into a daring test of precision.
Stunts don't have to be big to be dangerous. In fact, most stuntmen will tell you that the stunts that look the simplest can be the most lethal. In Kenny Rogers' new movie, Gambler 4, a hanging scene could turn out to be a real killer.
I heard you were here in Juarez. And I heard you were patrolling this neck of the woods. My information was good.
In this television western, Kenny Rogers gets caught in a crooked card game with co-star Christopher Rich. The angry Mexican colonel orders them hanged. It's a seemingly easy stunt that can be dangerous and potentially deadly.
You know, all in all, I'd have to say this was a pretty bad idea.
What's bad is to string up the stars in the first scene of a movie without safety precautions, putting them in peril of hanging accidentally.
We don't want to hang Kenny. It'd be too early. We're going to make this so it's safe. Otherwise, it'd be about a 10-minute show. Yeah.
Stunt coordinator David Cass has been in the business for 30 years. He and director Dick Lowry have worked in tandem on all the Gambler movies. Their main concern is safety on the set. And without the right precautions, a simple hanging can turn into risky business.
I'm not putting these guys up here and tying them off unless they've got a breakaway. Well, let's just use these.
We cut the rope and took it just a couple of pieces of cotton thread and sewed it back together and put a piece of tape around it so that if something happened, the rope would separate and wouldn't really hang Kenny Rogers or Christopher Rich.
In fact, sometimes safety procedures can work too well.
This won't break away fine.
In addition to breakaway ropes, the stars were outfitted with special harnesses.
Go ahead. No, you've got to pull it so it's real tight or else it'll slip. Oh, God! Oh!
Then we'll put a vest on it underneath, basically a suit vest. Put a cable on the back of it, hide it behind the rope, run it up. So when the horses go out from under them, it's literally an aircraft cable holding them and not the rope.
For this scene, Christopher Rich was given permission to do his own stunt. But the producers decided to lynch Kenny Rogers' stunt double instead of the star because of another possible hazard, the stunt horses. Even the best can be skittish around gunshots.
This I would have done, quite honestly. There's the factor of the horse that I wasn't thrilled about. I mean, I know this is relatively safe. I also know there's always the risk of something happening. But I've always had a great appreciation for stuntmen. In fact, I've come to the set when I didn't even have a call just to watch the guys do their stunts because I think it's kind of an unheralded profession sometimes.
It's country
star Reba McEntire to the rescue.
Let him loose or you're next!
But even the best laid plans of special effects men can go wrong when one rope breaks and the other doesn't. But in the movies, there's always take two, which is successful. And Christopher's character escapes just in time for his stunt double to do a spectacular motorcycle jump.
We were scouting around here, this area, and Davey Cass, the stunt coordinator, said, you know, how are you planning on getting out of town on your motorcycle? I said, you know what would be great? If we get Jerry, he's doing this other jump anyway, why don't we get Jerry to just jump it off this cliff over here? Can he do that? And Dave said, oh, yeah, you know, Jerry, Shadow, jump that motorcycle. Yeah, he can jump that thing. I went and peered over this wall, and it's like, kind of like the Snake River jump that Evel Knievel did.
Well, maybe not quite the Snake River, but treacherous nonetheless. A steep angle down 80 feet of brush-covered hillside. The man who will attempt this stunt is Jerry Shadow Wills, a veteran of more than 26 years.
Well, the scary part's going through this wall and down the hill. I mean, it's kind of rocky down there, and it's pretty steep.
To make sure everything is perfect for the jump, Jerry helps build the dirt ramp himself. He's concerned because the bike is more than 20 years old.
With a new bike, this would be it's very simple. But with an older bike, there's a lot more things that can go wrong. It doesn't have any suspension, and it's when you hit the ground, it's quite a jar.
Jerry's mission is to charge through a fruit stand, off a 3-foot wall, through a breakaway fence, and plunge sharply down this hillside.
The first concentration is getting underneath that fruit stand and off of this wall right. If that works right, I can just aim at my mark here and go right through it. How's the bike? Bike's fine, got a little gas leak, no problem other than that. It's all right.
For veteran stunt performer Jerry Wills, taking a 20-year-old motorcycle through a plank fence and off an 80-foot embankment, then landing safely at the bottom, is really just another day at the office. Tomorrow will bring a whole new set of challenges.
StuntMasters will return in just a moment with a freewheeling stunt challenge from the great Remy Julien.
Since the early 60s, he has thrilled movie and television audiences alike with his skill and his courage. In the world of StuntMasters, nobody stands higher than the great Remy Julien. So let's go right to France, where Remy and his stunt team are about to unveil a new challenge. For today's show, Remy Julien has conceived a new stunt, a dangerous duet pairing a car and a motorcycle in a way no one has ever attempted before. Remy's one word for this stunt is equilibra. English translation, balance. And balance is more than a single stunt. It is a tricky series of stunt maneuvers. A motorcyclist will approach a moving van from behind and climb up a small ramp to its roof. He will then attempt to transfer from the roof of the van, still in motion, to a car precariously balanced on 2 wheels. The motorcycle stuntman must then jump off in front of the car and ride away before the car topples over. This stunt is a high-precision balancing act. To pull it off will take teamwork, coordination, and the skills of Remy Julien's top stunt specialists. Stunt driver Gilbert Bataille is more often on 2 wheels instead of 4. He is recognized as the world's expert at skiing a car. the uncanny ability to drive balanced on just 2 wheels. Gilbert has survived thousands of stunts, so many that he admits he's lost count. He started at the age of 16 racing stock cars. Now at 46, he drives countless miles on just 2 wheels. Gilbert will drive the car for the new Equilibra stunt. His delicate sense of balance must work hand in hand with the balance of the motorcycle rider on top, Jean-Pierre Gois. Jean-Pierre has been riding for Remy Julien action for 8 years. His acute sense of balance makes him the only rider able to even attempt this difficult stunt.
Sur un app, à imaginer une moto.
Well, it all began one night at dinner with Remy when he drew this stunt on a napkin. He showed me a motorcycle on a car, but then the car was on 2 wheels. The motorcycle moved, the car moved, and we had to find a solution as to how to get the motorcycle on top of the car. It's a really delicate moment when the motorcycle rolls off the van and onto a slanted car top.
At Remy Julien's stunt factory near Paris, the car and truck are modified. A special ramp is attached to the van, and platforms secured at the right angle on the car. It's time for the testing to begin. The team will first walk through the stunt without the motorcycle on top of the van. To get the car up on 2 wheels, Gilbert must hit a ramp at exactly the right speed. Once upright, he constantly wrestles with the steering wheel to stay balanced. The car is traveling at a steady 18 miles per hour. The driver of the van, Christophe Roblin, must carefully pace Gilbert's car while staying just millimeters apart. No one is quite sure just how the transfer of weight is going to affect Gilbert's balance the first time Jean-Pierre steps onto the car. If the cars were to fall, he could be tossed to the pavement or worse, crushed under the car. Jean-Pierre clings to the roof of the car. Now the team realizes the stunt is more difficult than they imagined. Soon these brave StuntMasters will face the ultimate test of balance.
Don't go away. In just a moment, we'll salute the rock and suckin' career of Hollywood stuntmaster Yakima Canutt.
In an industry that has dozens of greats, Yakima Canutt is considered the greatest stuntman that ever lived. He left a legacy of action that continues to thrill movie audiences and movie stars.
It is perhaps the most famous race scene ever filmed.
Yak deserves total credit. He was, as I think most people would concede, the best action director in the world.
In the years since Jack's death in 1986, his reputation as Hollywood's finest stuntman remains undiminished.
In my opinion, Yakima Canutt was the greatest stuntman I ever do in my time.
Ask anyone who knew him. Yakima Canutt defined the word stuntman. From his bronc-busting horsework in the first silent westerns to his staging of hair-raising thrillers high in the Swiss Alps, Yakima always delivered the goods. Edward Canutt, he soon acquired his nickname from a newspaper article that called him the Cowboy from Yakima. He was named world champion all-round cowboy 4 times before packing his bag for Hollywood to star in silent movies.
Now get in there and do what I told you.
Jack's voice was considered too scratchy for a leading man. He soon started performing stunts for the biggest names in Hollywood: Clark Gable, Henry Fonda, and especially John Wayne. His most famous stunt, one he performed in a variety of ways in several movies, was his legendary Under the Stagecoach drag.
I've seen Yaks carry onto the stagecoach 100 times, and I still don't see how he did it, and obviously nobody else knows how he did it either, because because nobody else could do it.
Action director and stunt coordinator Terry Leonard, whose credits include Apocalypse Now, once gave the Stagecoach drag a try in the film Legend of the Lone Ranger.
I've discussed the stunt at length with Yakima before I went up to do it. Unfortunately, I didn't have as much success as old Yakima did. The rear wheels of the coach ran over both my legs and damaged my left knee pretty bad. Put a big dent in my calf on the right leg, and fortunately, I came out legs first, not head first.
Yak's expertise in avoiding the hoofs of stampeding horses proved invaluable when he got the call for the toughest challenge in his career, directing the chariot race for Ben-Hur. This chariot race had been tried before, and in filming the 1926 silent version, one man was killed and over 100 horses destroyed. Yak's job was to make his race twice as exciting with no injuries. The realistic appearance of this death scene has long fueled rumors that a man was killed on this production, too. In truth, there were no serious injuries to either man or horse, a fact that Yak himself made clear in one of his last interviews.
Did I kill a man on Ben-Hur? No. You'd put a man a lot of times where it's pretty impossible to hurt him.
In the most dangerous stunt in the race, Yak's son Joe Canutt, doubling for Charlton Heston, drove his chariot full speed toward a wreck. At this point in the filming, Joe actually flipped out of the chariot, but a quick cut to Charlton's close-up, and Judah Ben-Hur was on his way to victory. Yakima was more than just a horseman, as he proved in staging the bone-chilling fight on a cable car 1,200 feet above the ground in the World War II adventure Where Eagles Dare. In recognition of his unequal career, Yakima was bestowed with many awards, including an honorary Oscar, as well as a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, the only stunt person to ever receive either honor.
He invented stunting as a profession instead of something you gave a crazy cowboy $25 and a bottle of whiskey to see if he was going to kill himself for.
Indeed, Yakima was a leading force in getting stuntmen to rely on skill instead of alcohol for safety, although he sometimes joked about the subject.
How do I feel about booze? Well, I'll tell you. I never could stand a drunk man when I'm sober or a sober man when I'm drunk.
Yak's friends remember him today not only for his stunts, but also for his irrepressible wit.
I remember Yak said about the famous stagecoach scene, under the chariot drag, which no one else has ever done. And I said, how did you do that? And he said, you gotta remember to breathe.
For a lifetime of work that continues to thrill audiences around the globe, we proudly salute Yakima Canutt, truly one of the world's greatest stuntmasters. In his autobiography, Yak said that his proudest achievement was his safety record. In the hundreds of films he completed, not a single stunt person or horse was seriously injured.
StuntMasters will be right back with a thrilling finale to Jean-Pierre's world-first motorcycle transfer.
Welcome back to StuntMasters. I hope you're ready for some more action because I know Remy Julien and his StuntMaster team are. So let's go right back to France. The stunt called Equilibra, a test of balance that involves a motorcycle on top of a van moving at 30 kilometers per hour, then transferring to the top of a car driving on two wheels, is proving more difficult than our experts expected. But Jean-Pierre Gois is ready to attempt it. Nothing about this stunt is easy. The platform above the truck is 8 feet off the pavement. It takes Jean-Pierre's incredible skill as a motorcycle acrobat just to get up on the van as it drives along. Look at that in slow motion. He pops a wheelie, guns the 240cc bike to leap up the ramp, and just gets the rear wheel safely on the platform. Everything is in place for the first attempt. The vehicles are aligned and Jean-Pierre is concentrating on the ramp ahead of him. You can see how every adjustment Gilbert makes to keep the car balanced affects the platform. Once Jean-Pierre is on that ramp, any movement of the car could toss him to the pavement. There's too much movement. Remy's told the drivers to break off. They'll have to try it again. As the vehicles converge, Christophe, Gilbert, and Jean-Pierre must have the greatest confidence in one another. This is a stunt that demands absolute trust. Jean-Pierre is moving onto the car. It takes all his concentration to stay balanced on the platform floating around underneath him. Now he must ride off. He's off, but wait, the front wheel is flat. The impact of the bike landing badly damaged the front wheel. There's no way he could have steered out of trouble. For Remy and team, it's back to the drawing board and back to the shop.
It's a balancing act that is of utmost difficulty. This type of balancing is very, very delicate. It's very tough compared to what we've done before. This tire blowing at a very bad moment could have been disastrous.
Le plus en arrière possible pour toi, pour pas que ça gêne Gilbert. Et puis après, de manière à ce que tu aies une ligne droite à faire sur le truc. Voilà.
Remy's team prepares to attempt the stunt once again, this time in Switzerland, on a smooth piece of road especially selected for this stunt. More misfortune. It seems this stunt is jinxed. This time the drivetrain of the car breaks under the stress of being on two wheels. After quick repairs, the team is determined to pull off Equilibra, the test of balance. They've done it! An amazing combination of precision driving and balancing skills.
Jean-Pierre Goua and Gilbert Bataille did a great job. They are really exceptional. They really have a communication between them, a special rapport. They trust each other totally.
This is the only team in the world to ever achieve this stunt, a moving transfer of a motorcycle from a van to a car, balanced on two wheels and safely off. Congratulations to the masters of balance. As you know, our stunt masters are truly amazing. And if you'd like to become part of the action, we're going to give you the address once again for our Stunt Masters Challenge.
Send us your original idea for a thrilling stunt. To enter, send us your stunt idea along with your name and address to StuntMasters Challenge, P.O. Box 7402, Studio City, California, 91614. That's the StuntMasters Challenge.
These Stunt Masters are a unique breed. I can't wait to see what they cook up for our next show. This is Kendra King, and until then, thank you for being with us.
I'm Jack Scalia, and we'll see you next time for another incredible adventure with the Stunt Masters. Till then, stay safe.